Hi, I'm Dr. David Wiseman. I'm the founder of the International Adhesions Society, and I'd like to summarize for you the results of our survey that we did regarding the use of opioids in patients with chronic pain. And just to remind you, and you can go back to the link below to a previous video, the reason why we did this was because of FDA proposals to limit the way opioids are prescribed and labeled in the indications for use. And rather than just say, well, you know, these limitations would concern us, we decided to actually come up with some real data to quantify what was going on in the patients that we deal with. And just so that you know, the first thing is that we had an overwhelming response. We didn't expect to have the numbers that we did, but we had 2,900 patients responding, and that was from about 9 other organizations, plus our own, that stepped up to the plate to encourage their members to participate in this study. So I want to thank all those people, first of all, and in no particular order of preference. We have the Arachnoiditis Society for Awareness and Prevention, ASAP. We have the Endometriosis Association. We have the Endometriosis Research Center. We have the Interstitial Cystitis Association. We have the Interstitial Cystitis Network. We have Histosisters. We have livinginpain.org. We have easenervepain.org. And then there's one more, DrugWatch, drugwatch.com. Those people all rallied the troops and got people involved in this study. So thank you very much, everyone. Just to give you a top line of the results, the three areas that the FDA are proposing to limit are the dose, the maximum dose that can be prescribed. Again, just to clarify, doctors can still prescribe off-label. So whatever the limitations are placed, the doctors could in theory prescribe off-label, but there's consequences for that. So what we found was that over 85% of our patients have been taking opioids for more than 2 years. The proposed limit is 90 days. And 85% of the patients would be excluded from that limitation because they've been taking drugs for more than 90 days and in some cases for more than 2 years. Now, the second limitation is on the dose, and the maximum dose equates to 100 milligrams of morphine a day. So it turns out about 24% of the patients would be excluded on the basis of the fact they're taking a higher dose of whatever drug they're taking. And lastly, there's an exclusion that if the pain is not severe, it's mild, it's moderate, it's moderately severe, that would also be an exclusion. So 46% of the patients have pain that is not severe and would be excluded by the limitations. Overall, I think about 92%, putting all the limitations in one bucket, means that 92% of the patients in our survey with the various conditions that we've looked at would be excluded by the present by the proposed limitations on the labeling for opioids. So what does this mean? Well, these numbers are staggering. I didn't expect to see the numbers as high as they were. So what are we going to do about that? Well, all this is going into a statement for the FDA. There's obviously a lot more data that would be too much to share with you right now. So you can get those by going to the website below, and you can see the statement that we've made to the FDA. We think that there are other approaches to abuse and misuse of these drugs that should be implemented. We think there should be a national strategy involving the FDA and other branches of government, the NIH, the Department of Drug Enforcement Agency, the Office of National Drug Control Policy, the Centers for Disease Control, and other groups. There should be an integrated policy to deal with abuse and abuse. And that should be in the framework of a bigger policy on the research and prevention of pain, which is about to be formulated by a group within the NIH as well. But all these things have to be factored in. The second thing that we want to push for is that there is more reimbursement for alternatives for opioids. And we of course have our Pain Shield product that we looked at, and we formed our company KevMed to do that. But there are other very good products and services such as physical therapy that probably could be reimbursed better, and that way patients would have access to these kinds of methodologies and rely less on the opioids. So those are the top line thoughts. Again, I want to thank everyone for participating in this study, and you can go to the website below to find more information about what we've done, and you can certainly continue to write to the FDA and other policymakers about your concerns about this very, very important issue, and we look forward to trying to help more patients with chronic pain and related conditions. Thank you.